Go ahead, Jared. It's all you.
No.
You're just there.
No. Jerry. You know, I hate to put it this way, okay? You know, before the young kids start talking about the things, they think they know everything. But I have to put on my touch to it, okay? I have to put on my little touch to it because you talk about layouts, but before the layouts, okay? Remember, was last week? Yes, last week we talking about return on investment. We're talking about the replacement of new products, right? So I want to ask people a couple quiz right now, okay? Each of you guys can answer the question or you guys can jump in, okay? Before you do the layouts, okay? Let's say we start with the panels, okay? Panel easy, everybody can understand. Trafford is a big business. Old days, like Paul's old days. Paul, remember Paul Spiro, nice guy. His old body has a four of the TA tubes. Normally we're using TA fluorescent, right? 32 watt. That's a commonly used tubes out there, right?
Yes, 4-lamp TA fluorescent, yeah.
4 lamps.
4 and 6 lamp were the most popular.
Let's say 4 lamps. When the time comes, let's say today, we get it very popular, we put panels out there, we put TA tubes out there, okay? Let me ask you this, Paul. Normally a TA tubes, how long it will last?
TA tube, not that long really, because it starts to depreciate as soon as every time you turn it on and off. So
okay, so I would say average, let's say 2 to 3 years.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So let's say 3 years.
Useful life. I mean, it'll still be lit, but it's not very good.
At the end of the 3 years, what's the room depreciation normally? Because this is important.
I'd say it's probably around 40%, Ellis.
Oh, he's going too far. I would say 30%.
All right.
I give, otherwise you go too much. So at that point, you have a 30% of room depreciation, which is extremely common. As you know, a new TA tubes at the 3,000, let's say 3,000 lumens, right? A new tubes at the 3,000 lumens, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Turn on, off, 3 years later, guess what? 3,000 lumens the end of the year, and it become times 7, become 2,100 lumens. During that process of the 3 years, 2 to 3 years, our eyes slowly adjusted to a new level of the lights.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Do you agree?
Can be a pain point sometimes with the lighting layouts.
Correct. That's why I want to point out a couple of things here, right?
Right.
So actually, the point when you start doing the lighting layout, you are not looking at 3,000 lumens. You actually look at 2,100 lumens. Right?
Right.
That's why we have so often, we run into a situation, people say, oh, it's too much light. Why? Because we sometimes take approach, we compare back to original new lamp versus the old lamp.
Right.
Right?
Right. So they don't even realize that your room's been dark for
correct
10 years. So,
right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, okay? When your eye getting used to the 2,100 lumens, I'm just using that as an example, right? You kind of get used to it. Do you think you need to go back to the 3,000 lumens?
Depends.
Paul?
Huh? Can we go back to 3,000?
Do you want to go back to 3,000 or you think it's 21, your eye feel comfortable, you can see things. You're not that old, okay, right?
My eye's comfortable at 21.
21, Kevin?
Because that's what I've been used to forever, Ellis.
Right.
Because it only started at 3,000 and immediately drops down, so.
Correct.
I'm good.
You see what I mean, guys? Today, we're replacing the TL fluorescent. Kevin, what do you think? Do you feel comfortable here? You're in this building, you have panels here and you have old tubes over there, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, your eye pretty much look at both of them, they say, yeah, they're pretty much the same. But do you realize it? Those TA tubes on the other side of the room actually already dropped 30% of the lumens.
Right.
But you're not struggling.
No.
Your eyes not struggling, trying to see things. You just feel, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's your first challenge now.
It is. Yeah, we run into that sometimes.
right?
That it's either happens with lumens or it can happen with CCT as well.
CCT as well,
Yeah.
guys. So that's why I think that's your first challenge. Now, let me ask you this, okay? It's a very biased opinion for everybody between young people, old people. People have a different size of the eyeball and things like that. And some people think, oh, that's enough light. Some people say that's not enough light, right? Some people like to have a different type of CCT, this and that. Let me ask you this. Forget what's in the ceiling. Is any standard out there?
For light levels in your room,
Yeah.
there is. There's the IES light specifications.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just start with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you explain people what's the standard they use?
Well, they
Would
have
you join the picture? How it's got to be what's the standard?
the standard.
Yeah.
They're using foot candles,
Okay.
and they have
Okay.
charts that they release.
Okay.
for every
Would you
single area.
put on a chart in general what the general standards people are talking about? Right. Because that's direct layouts. If you don't understand that, how do you do the layouts?
Right.
Well, it's all specific to the task that's happening within the room.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Very
matter happen in the room.
So-
The foot candle still same because your eye want to see it. Your foot candle still same. You need a minimum foot candles,
You have the IES up.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
I
for
can-
every situation, there's a different one. So it's
Right.
going to be for an office setting.
Sure.
You'll have like
Let's say
25 to 30.
let's say for office setting. Let's
Right.
say we're here. It's office setting.
Right. So that's going to be 25 to 35 foot candles.
20-foot candles for an office in
There you
indoor
go.
spaces.
Right.
Okay, great. Okay, that's become your standard. You don't really care what you retrofit over there.
Right.
Whatever you put up into the city, you still have to have a 20-foot
Yeah.
of 20-foot candles. Is it on the floor, on the 3 feet above floor?
It's on for offices. It's from 3 feet because that's your working plane.
Okay, good.
So
Okay.
some people want it on the floor. It's really It's
It
preference.
depends on
Like a bit.
preference.
Right? So that's we call the standard right now, right? Yeah. So based on that, let me challenge you a little bit before you get into the detail of the lighting. Do you using that as your guideline?
I do.
Are you capable to calculate with the different ceilings, heights of the ceilings, still get 20-foot candles on the 3-foot heights? Are you capable to do that?
Yes. Yeah. We can put any room structure together. We actually have a pretty complicated. Well, it's complicated from what the tool you're used to using.
Yeah.
Example to go through them with today.
So yeah, in other words, based on that, with your standard, what you guys talk, what's the name of the standard?
IES.
IES, okay, IES standard. You don't care about the lumens, right?
Yeah. Just foot candles.
It's a foot candles.
Mhm.
That's why, Paul, every time people talking about how much room you have, it's kind of misleading.
Yeah.
When we design or do the layouts for a office space
Yeah.
or warehouse, you know what I mean? People say, how much foot candles I have? That's not really true, okay? It's a
Right.
foot candles on the floor instead of lumens.
Right. Because remember, lumens are going everywhere. It's not to the actual working area. Foot candles is what you care about. How much of that is actually hitting your circuit.
Okay, so that's now foot candle relate to the heights,
Yeah.
right? Relate to the direction of the lights,
Yeah.
right? So in other words, I just want to go through a couple basic stuff. If you look at the regular TA tubes, fluorescent here, it's a 360 degree, right? If you look at your LED, you look at, so you look at 120 to 100, possible 180 degree here. So if you look at this guy, go this way. So by nature of the LED, you already have an advantage in terms of deliver the foot candles on the floor, right?
Correct.
Do you take that into the consideration?
If you are retrofitting your space, you should.
Right.
Because this guy, you're going to say, well, I had 3,000 or 2,100 lumens on this guy. Well, a lot of that light is actually wasted. It's going up into the fixture.
Correct.
And then 2,100 lumens on this will have a different foot candle count because it's actually directional, pointing the direction you want it.
Wow. So now
See, I might
let's
know something.
now let's do some real stuff right now. Are you able to, Leslie, everybody, are you able to do the real case study here to
Yeah,
lay it
we-
out?
We have a bunch of case study examples to show them actually.
Okay, so now I need to shut up. Okay, I challenge Jerry enough in terms of old one and new one. That's why I'm saying he cannot look at what your older lights or the new lights or the lumen depletion. He
Right.
doesn't care any of those. All he cares is foot candles,
Right,
right?
that's right.
Then after you design the foot candles, then you can relate to the products you pick for the foot candles, reach the foot candles. Then you can take that, go back to compare to your original light source.
Yeah.
Then you can calculate the return on investment,
Right,
right?
correct.
Okay.
So today is just going to be about the foot candles. So we're going to step through a couple slides here. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. This is a slide I wanted to give you guys just so you can know, hey, I want TCP's help on this complex layout.
Right.
What do we need from you to be able to do that? So some of those things are the building / room footprint, the ceiling height, the
Right.
fixture mounting height. That's different than the ceiling height sometimes. So we need to know that one. The reflectance values. If you don't understand or know what your reflectance values are for your room, some lighting designers have a very specific requirement for that. But if you don't know, we can pick generic reflectance values and we'll get you close enough that it'll make sense for your space. But then we also we want to know your fixture item numbers. And then if you have one, that foot candle requirement, because sometimes it's different than what IES is requesting. So,
Okay.
so this is actually a customer that yesterday asked us, hey, can you take my space and on the live stream show us how you do how to do the layout. So this is a pretty complex ceiling. The reason why we've been asked to do this one is because it has that vaulted ceiling.
Correct.
It's vaulted and it has almost like a double like inverted vault at the top. That's pretty complex. Our online tool is not going to let you guys be able to do that. So we have to take control and help you.
So how do you show people how to do it? Because I see you have some kind of either high base or flat panel is hanging, using a hanging kit on that.
Yeah,
Then
so-
I also see on the side, is that a recess can over there? Is a commercial can right there or it's not?
No, that's a glare.
It's
That's
a glare.
just
Okay, sounds good. Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
So-
those are actually fluorescent, 4-foot fluorescent T fixtures.
Okay.
Correct, yeah, and they're hanging 2 feet from the ceiling. So I'm gonna walk you through, just like we were asked, how do we actually make a layout? So let's go ahead and step through it really quick. So first we're gonna apply your base. So this is the bottom. He gave me the dimensions of the room.
So these are
Pretty easy.
that's the dimension of the room square.
Yeah, that's the footprint.
Okay?
So then we'll go ahead and then we put the walls on. So I know that the walls up to the ceiling is at 8 feet before that.
So
vault.
what actually you want to, you just want to know the heights,
Right,
right? Through the
Right.
wall, okay?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
and then did you skip one?
No.
Oh, okay. And then it's hard to see if you're putting on the walls on the front, so I just put the ceiling all together for you
I
guys.
didn't know
But
you
then-
got that talented. You're
Right.
able to build a room? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
so then-
We
okay.
have software that does
Oh,
that.
okay.
He just punches in the
We'll give
numbers.
him all the credit.
Oh, okay.
So then we put the vaulted ceiling on, and we have that double inverted vault there, and then you're set for your room.
Okay.
Now we need to put some lights in the room. So let's go ahead and do that. So here's those lights. Now the request in this project was a 4-foot, 8,000 lumen special order GPS. We actually do not. It's special order, so we don't have it in hand yet. So we can actually take our current IES files and give you a
So that's the
theoretical
8,000 GPS we're talking about, 4-footers part,
Right.
am I right?
Yes.
That's 8,000, okay, that's the 53 watt we were talking about, right, okay.
53 watts. So now let's go ahead and go to the next one. So once I put that on there, then I apply a base on the floor. And this time I did to the floor because it's a church setting. I don't know what the working plane is. We'll just go to the
He
floor.
said it was a multi-use space.
Right. So and requested a certain,
So
35
instead, of when you say
so-
floor, instead of 3 feet high, you just go all the way down to the
actually,
floor?
yeah. On the
Okay, okay, good.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like right before we give it to you. And then I just wanted to, the next slide is just showing you a couple cool things that we can do with our rendering software where we can render it in black and white, and we can also render it in this red as a different range of
Sure.
foot candle. What this is telling you is where the hot spots in your room are gonna be, what's it gonna look like on your wall washing, just different things like
Sure,
that. So-
okay, oh, that.
So what this is telling me is that the majority of the light, because the red orange means the majority of the light's going to the floor, but the yellow green means more of where the dark spots and the shadows would be.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
Didn't know we were this fancy.
Yeah,
So let's go
okay.
to are we ready for our next piece?
Sure, yeah, we can
Okay.
keep going.
Let me
Go to
get
the
number 2.
PDFs. And go to the first one. Yeah, they're all in the
They're all
same
the same
thing.
thing.
Go to the There you go.
Yeah.
So once I've done all of that for your guys' space, then that's behind the scenes. Then I want to give you a formal report so that you can submit it for bid, or you can actually show your customer if they're concerned about what the light's going to look like in the space. This report has everything I just showed you, where the lights are, how they're on there. And then we also have a schedule on there, which on this one, it shows that we have a quantity of 12. It says what the product is. Because it's special order, I do not have an item number, but normally we would put an item number in there.
That's right here, right?
Yeah. We also put in things like, hey, what is our light loss factor? Like what Ellis was talking about. Well, since this is LED, I put 0.98 because it's not going to be perfect, but it's pretty close. And then the wattage, I did not know that this was going to be a 53 watt fixture, so I put that in as 60 for you guys. It's pretty close.
Sure.
And then down below that, this is where your statistics are, right below the schedule. The statistics are what really matters. When people come in and they say, I want a 40-foot candle average, that's where that spot's going to be. And then we'll also have a max
So
and
is
min.
that what I'm seeing right here? That average that
Yeah.
shows me 42-foot candles. So that's if they ask for a 40-foot candle average minimum, 42, that's
Yep.
above average.
That's where we're at. And then we also have max and min values. Why are those important? Well, those are important because if your min is 0,
That means
then
you have dark spots.
Yeah, you have a very dark corner in your room. But if your min is, on this one, it's 18, that's still, I mean, 20 is the requirement for offices. 18
Sure.
is still very close to that. You probably aren't going to have any dark spots in the space. So this is what we provide you guys. Oh, and then over to the right on the title block, we put in what the product is. I put in what reflectance values we use in case they come back to you and say, whoa, 80% was too high for the ceiling. Like,
So that's this piece right here.
yeah, a lighting designer would do that. And then calculations at ground level means what we talk about. It's on the floor.
And I also like, Jared, how you put in there that it's a special order GP strip with 8,000 lumens.
Right,
Cool.
right.
Okay, now, so you do know what's currently they are using right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, also you did a complete layout using 8,000 lumens, that's you using 60 watt, right?
Yeah.
Can you guide, because in order for those guys go back to do the bidding and convince the end user to do the products, then after your layout, are you going to can we go back to do the savings,
Yeah, so what this does is tells you how many you need.
right?
Mhm.
We know the wattage,
Right?
Now that you know that you need 12, you can do your one-to-one replacement.
and then you go back to that ROI calculator on
Sure.
the website, and
I
then they
see.
can
And
put
they
in
can
what they
punch all
currently
that
have.
in,
Yeah.
print out that PDF, print out the lighting layout, or
Put 'em
save it
together.
as one file and put it together.
Sure.
But Jared, there were six things that you gave me here. So
Right.
let's keep going through.
Okay,
Okay, so
let's keep going.
that first example is a really simple one.
Yep.
So now we're going to go to
Simple in
something
theory.
simple in theory. I'm going to go to one that it was
Woo!
pretty extensive.
Ellis, you'll do this one
Yeah.
next time, right?
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah, Ellis will do this one. So this is actually just the first floor of this building. There was 2 of these. They're almost identical, so I did not include both of them. But you'll see that statistics category over on the right or on the left is very long. So what we've done is we've taken out and broken out each individual room, and you can see what your average or max min is going to be. Like I said, there's a lot to consume in this slide, so I'm just kind of trying to help you guys be able to see
The
it and
statistics area
understand.
moved over here because it's so big.
Yeah, because it's so large.
And then each one of these goes into a different space.
Yep, in a different
Wow.
room.
Woof.
So the top one.
You did all those?
I did, yes.
Oh my goodness, okay.
Are you impressed, Ellis?
Yes, I am.
Jared did this.
I know.
In between
did
shows.
Yeah, yeah, in between shit. My other job. Yeah, that's what I-
Okay,
So the top version is that rendering.
yeah,
If you needed a more blown up version, we could give it to you so you could see a little easier. And then right below that is the foot candles on each
Which
room.
is this, right?
Yeah, which is that.
But
which
if I
is-
go to this page, that shows it a little bit better.
Yeah, so if you zoom in on a room, so hold down control and just scroll in over the room. Don't close it.
I am not a
Okay.
PC person, so this is a struggle for me.
okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, keep going. Go, 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 go. So we provide this because on these really big spaces, it's difficult to see those foot candle counts.
Woo,
So you'll be,
you can really barely see them. There we go.
There you go. So if you zoom in, it's nice and clear. Like I said, this is a huge space, so you really need to zoom in on it.
Wow.
But We actually put 214 panels on just the first floor. This layout turned out to be around 500 units.
500 units.
500 units, that's a huge building.
But
That is
what's
a
the
big one.
next piece that you gave me?
Right, so that
Part 4. Okay.
that was all indoor that we just talked about. Now let's talk about outdoor spaces.
Well, part 4 was a photo.
Oh, sorry. Never mind, this
This is part 4.
So all of the layouts I've shown you up to this point have been done in visual lighting. That's the program. We also have a program called AGI 32, which if you need something that is more complex, like if you are the lighting designer and you want to see, no, I need to get inside of my room and see what the light is doing. How's it reflecting off of the walls? What's happening in that space? This is an example of what we can do with the power of that technology, where we can actually walk into your space, see what the lights are doing. They're reflecting off the walls. This is actually the lobby of a Domino's pizza shop.
What? That
yeah,
doesn't.
so-
I don't see any pizza.
I know. If you needed it, I could
But
probably.
how do you do that? Okay, now you're indoor. How do you, how's your new, the tool, the toy you have able to calculate all the reflections on the wall, everything?
So AGI 32 is really nice to me and does most of that for me. I build the space, I put the lights in, and then it will generate
Everything
you know,
for you.
yeah,
I see.
let me. I don't have to physically go in and do every single ray tracing. That would be impossible.
Right.
So, but
Wow.
so that's all for indoor spaces.
Now let's go outside.
Wow, this is really cool, right? Okay.
Jared, you just took a picture of the outside.
I know, that's what it looks like. Well, this is what happens whenever you guys are retrofitting an outdoor space and you say, I don't have anything but an address. So
So you can punch in the address.
yeah, so what we do is we go to Google Earth, pull up that address and zoom in real close, and then I go in and I pick every single light and wall pack and everything that's in there, and we project onto the space
Wow.
to give you, so that you can see, this is what your parking lot's gonna look like.
Then, okay, now we know the parking lot will look like,
And
then
this
you have
is
to
at
put the
night,
lights into it.
right?
This is
So
what the
that's
night
what
will
this
look
is.
like, right?
This is
That's
part
also
2.
from Google Map.
Yeah,
Okay, now you based on that, then you do the replacement, right?
Yeah,
Now you
this
do
is
the
what
layouts.
this is.
Okay, wow, okay.
so this is a bunch of area lights for this parking lot, and this is the rendering for at nighttime, what's it gonna look like in your space, where your dark spot's gonna go, everything like that. And then just like before, we provide you that schedule. So you have all the lights that you need, you know how many you need, and you know where they're gonna go.
Wow.
So,
That's crazy. Now what's number 6?
number 6 is what happens if you give us a little bit more detail. Instead of just an address, you can provide us a CAD file.
Ooh.
So a 2D CAD model, and I can put it in. Now you can actually see where your parking spots are. What parking spots are gonna have light, which ones aren't. It's not blank like the one you saw before. This one actually you can see what's going on.
So if you were doing a parking lot layout, that's super important because then you can see that the cars are illuminated at night, which is
Yeah.
for safety and security and people's peace of mind,
So like a car dealer, you might be really worried about that car at the corner of the lot.
not
Well,
having any light.
Yeah, if you give me a drawing like this, I can show you that corner of the lot is handled just fine. So,
Wow, okay.
Woo!
and then there's your foot candles. This is, if you zoomed in, it's a little messy. We provided a separate file for them to be able to zoom in
Really
and
see.
see those points. So
Oof.
that's messy. So that,
Wow.
Wow, this is really cool, guys.
What if you're simple, Jared? Like super simple, very basic. You're doing a square room like our little studio. Is there
Yeah.
any, like, do I have to call you every single time, Jared?
no, and I'd prefer if you didn't. Because we do those really nice fancy ones, but it's for the specific, the really technical layouts. So
Okay.
instead, we offer a tool on our website that actually lets you do a little bit of this yourself.
So
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's walk through that one.
Okay, let's walk
So
through that one.
let's
That'd be
go
fun because
with-
normally people do our office space, meeting room,
Sure.
one floor, right? That'll be easy. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, here we go.
So I'm on tcpi.com.
Yeah,
Now what?
Go
Oh,
to-
I see lighting layouts
There you
right
go.
there. Okay, so I
Okay.
click on that. Woo! Look at
Look at
that guy. Okay.
It already set it up for you.
Wow.
So we have every single IES file on our website
Ooh, commercial
uploaded.
downlights.
Yeah.
Wow.
into this program.
Ooh,
makes it
our
really
DT
easy.
series LS. Look at that.
wow, okay, then, so what do I do?
Now what?
You just go ahead and click one, whichever one
Well, I'm
you
gonna
need.
do DTF.
What do you mean? You
40,
click the
46,
products
41,
first?
okay.
Yeah, go ahead and
I'm
tap
gonna do
which
that.
product you want.
Okay, now
Okay, and then
You'll
what?
see that they just switched to those panels, right?
Ooh, but what if my room's different?
Right.
Oh.
And go ahead and change your room size.
Okay.
So there's length, width, height.
Yeah.
Like we
Okay.
said though, this is simple. If you have a vaulted ceiling,
Are you telling
Can't
me,
do a vault
are you
system.
telling me this program associated, that's an office space, right? So you say office space, you type in the size of the room. You're literally using the standard, which is a 20-foot candles at a 3 feet
Right.
level. It's all those inputs already in. Then you hit that which products you're going to using, instantly pop up how many units you need
Yep.
over there,
Yep.
That's what it just did. So I changed our
Okay,
room
so-
size to a 50 by 50 room.
right?
You
But
put
was
47
that
foot
because the
candles.
roof ceiling is, let's say, lower? Would they tell you, say, too much light here?
Sure.
it'll
let's-
tell you that it's
10.
yeah. So if you go to 10, you'll see there's 43 foot candles at 10.
So
But
at that time,
15,
you should know 43-foot candles is too much, right?
7. It depends.
Right?
So on
Depends on-
average, you want to be between 20 and 50-foot candles on an office space. 50-foot candles if you're doing detailed work like reading and typing and that. 20 if you're just hosting meetings. I know, I blew your mind right there.
Yeah, but now getting a little bit complicated
It's
because
very complicated.
I tell you, no, at the end of the day, it's a savings.
It is about savings.
Right? I mean, you cannot give me too much between between 20-foot and 20-foot candles and 20-foot candles and 50-foot candles because that could end up as could be 20-foot candles, 29 watt of the 2x4 might be just good enough versus go up to 46, 29, 46. You're talking about 17 watts difference here. So what advice we give that to people? You cannot say, oh, I don't know what you do. Oh, do you do the detail work or not detail work?
Yeah.
But in order for the electrical distributor contract to win the bid, they win the bid on the savings.
Sure.
a lot of times.
So
these
how
bids-
does it make sure the tool you have over there literally give people on
So
both?
a lot of times when they go out to bid, they have that minimum requirement
They do.
in there.
So they
Okay.
already know. 35,
So they already know that they
25.
need
They
that
already know
20,
that.
they
Yeah.
need 30.
So they
need
can
10.
simply go through that, just typing. So if we end up with 50, they have to pick less
Something.
wattage to it.
Correct.
But the program will not do that for you. You have to go
You
back to
have
the
to do that.
beginning to pick a less wattage.
Correct.
And that's where you
Right.
kind of have to use, like you alluded to, Ellis,
Okay.
both programs, because
Okay.
again,
So
this one
let me do
spit
this.
out how many luminaires you needed. You need 25 luminaires. So then you click over to that ROI tool and you punch in your
Now, hold on a
replacement
second.
and your luminaires.
Okay, so let's say right now you pick the DTF
Sure.
4641, which is 4, right?
Yep.
So that give you, let's say, what's the foot candles on this one?
47.
47.
47. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see, can we go back to the do a 2941, just out of curiosity,
Sure.
okay? You see what I mean?
Yep. She
So
goes
there's
in
the
and clicks it. Give it
2941,
a second.
46 foot candles, 36 luminaires.
So it added more luminaires to the space.
Okay, but what's the
Let's go
foot
to
candles
the-
on it?
46.
No, you're using 4629?
Because it added more luminaires
It
to the
added
space.
more.
What-
So
what-
it went from 25 luminaires to 36 luminaires.
Whoa.
I
You're
know-
using the 4641. The first one you pick is
Right.
4641,
I
right?
know what you're getting to. So let's go through the rest
Yeah,
of these
block
tabs
them.
up
Yeah,
here.
you've got to block it in. So, Jared,
Let's click through the second row, the eye. Let's just go through each tab for them. So
okay,
on the
so this
first
is your
one,
room size.
Right?
go to the eye.
Yeah,
There we go. We can see just letting you know some details about the unit. And if you wanted to put that light loss factor as 0.98, you can. So this is just some you can get in a little bit more technical.
okay.
Let's keep going. This one doesn't matter as much. Keep going here, and this is for room shapes.
Right?
Okay. Ooh,
Oh, that's actually the shape of the unit.
yep, okay.
Go over one to the left. So here's that desired illuminance that Ellis is trying to get at. So if you specify, bring that lower so we can actually type that in, I believe.
So if I want to put it at 20.
There you go. Now you're seeing those luminaires change. So now what you were saying, hey, set it to 40 and then I'll pick my luminaire and it put more lights in because we needed more to hold that 20.
No,
That 40, that's the situation that you're looking at.
that's not what I'm talking about, okay? Because let's say you need to have, like Leslie said, between 24 candles to 54 candles, okay? The job you just did, you're able to deliver 41 foot candles, okay? So 41 foot candles because you pick a 46 watt, okay? So I said, what if I only pick the 29 watt? Do I still able to get above the 24 candles? Okay, if it does, then it's the same issue,
Right, so
Right.
at 46,
right?
if you set 46 foot candles
Right,
and you had a 46 watt unit in there,
right,
it showed 25 units. If
right,
you switched to 29 watts,
right.
Which we did.
it bumped us up to 36 units because we had that 46 foot candle requirement
So now we changed that foot candle requirement.
to 20.
And then at
Or
the
to 20.
29 watt,
I
you
see.
have 16 luminaires.
See?
And then at the other one,
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay,
It goes
down
so
to 12.
so actually you're doing a little bit different what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
thinking the other way around is not changing the fixture just to drop the wattage, but
Right.
that's not how you design because
Yeah.
you're already punching the minimum requirement of the foot candles first.
Right.
Then you're using the products to match it.
Right, so that's how the program works on the website.
Okay, so can I do something else here? Okay, can I
Okay.
do something else here? Just for
Okay.
for the curiosity.
uh-oh, what are we doing now?
Set up your lumen requirement at foot candles at a 3 foot at a 25.
It's the cube. Yeah.
Okay,
So
you see what I mean, Paul?
Yeah, that'll.
Desired candles to be 35,
25.
25 foot
Right.
candles, okay. And it calculated 30 and
Right.
16 luminaires.
Okay,
And the 46, 41.
Yeah, so it's gonna try and evenly put the units in your space,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that's why you can't get 25 exactly because the 50 by 50 room just does not fit
Yeah.
for that.
Right, I think what.
however, you forgot something else here, okay?
Okay.
Seating is fixed. You have no choice.
Yeah, he's trying to show that you can use the 29 watt
Right.
instead of the
Right.
46 and get
Yeah.
the same. light.
Jerry, another thing we have to be careful is
It's just the number.
you cannot pick whatever you want over there
Right.
because seating is a fixed. I have panels already in the
Yep.
seating.
Yep.
You cannot change that.
You're right, and that's why
Right.
if that's why this program it works really well for new builds.
Sure,
If you have existing fixtures
Yeah.
and locations already in the ceiling,
right?
sometimes you still have to call me because you'll be like, I don't.
That's what I'm saying here,
Yeah.
Yep.
right? It's fixed.
Sometimes you'll still have to call me.
Don't feel bad. That's the reason you have a job. Okay? If nobody's calling you, you don't have a job. Okay, right? So call him. Okay, because again, this is complicated because easy to design a new building.
Sure.
However, you have limitation with existing buildings. Let's say we have a 32 here. Well, Paul cannot say, hey, you tell Paul to do a 40. Paul said, I only have a 32 holes here.
Well, I'll give a good
Right.
example. When we retrofitted your farm,
Right.
I did the lighting layout. I looked up the IES foot candle requirements
Right.
for that type of
Sure.
application. And it told me that I only needed 12 fixtures.
Right.
We put 30 fixtures in that building.
Right.
Why? Because we wanted to make sure that it was overlit and it was a 1-for-1 replacement because you didn't want to pay the electrician to rewire it.
Exactly. You
Because
see?
it would have changed the whole
Right.
rewiring.
Exactly. So you have to do the final
So there's
judgment.
so many,
Okay.
I mean,
However,
the ROI, the 1-for-1,
exactly.
like there's so many factors that go in.
But go back to your case, the farm case right now. Eventually, you put a 30 fix here because you want to do place one by one, right?
Yep, one
Since
for
you
one.
do that, you could have just dropped your
Yeah.
Wattage.
you could-
wattage.
Because we have wide selectable drivers, you could just drop it down a couple of notches, get the level that you want.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So
In my
This is a
programs, I have more control over those.
right,
types of
you
things.
can see here. You will not believe this. The first time I found out, all including Leslie, they know how to do their own lighting layouts. It's impressive.
I could only do the
Kevin,
farm
learn
because
it.
it was a square.
Okay, Kevin, learn it. You should learn how to do the lighting layouts now.
Yeah,
Okay,
you should
all of
do the
you guys,
lighting layout.
Nikki, you too. Okay, you too, young lady.
I practice sometimes.
Okay,
It's gonna
do
be part of her
okay.
job,
So
so Megan's on there.
because the cool part is this. Okay, this Leslie, I'll give you guys a quiz. Is TCP really become one-stop shop?
Yep.
The stop shop start with the products.
Mhm.
That's step number one. After you have the products, now you have the layout.
Well, that goes back to the service.
You see what I mean? Because you take the products, put it into the application of the layouts.
And number 3 is your ROI.
Okay, man,
Number
you got
4
it.
is your utility solutions. So that's why we are so big on service and trying
You see what
to
I mean?
increase what we can do for you. Not only can we give you a great commercial downlight, but we can help you
Okay,
put it
here.
in your space. We'll look up the IES. If you tell us that you're doing X, Y, or Z, Jared looks up all of that to double check it and say, are you sure? Just because we want to make sure that things are going properly. He might not know them all off the top of his head, but he knows how to find them. And the ROI calculator.
Because
Again,
that will
if you
help
get
you guys
stuck-
to get approval from the end user side because you have to know the
Absolutely. It helps
savings.
give you the savings. It helps let you know some of your
Right.
different
That's
options.
a savings
Maybe
here.
you're looking at 2 different layouts and you're trying to maximize your utility savings. And again, TCP is unique in the sense that we process the utility paperwork for you. All you have to do is let us know. We have a utilities team here at TCP that helps with this. And not only that, but the other thing that we haven't mentioned, and maybe we should do a whole webinar on that one, is our Blue Service Standard,
Right.
The
which
blue
is
standard.
brand new.
But
our
that's
Blue
the,
Service
that's
Standard.
additional, that's the service side. That's
Yeah.
So, but in order to
But we're
complete,
talking about the
we
whole
we
cycle.
able to do the whole thing for you from A to Z. You know, in other words, any opportunity you have out there,
Mhm.
all you have to do is call.
Mhm.
Call. The moment you make that call, they ask you a few questions, which is the projects it look like, seating, wall, this and that. Boom. The next you know is they give you the total solution from A to Z here,
Mhm.
right?
And everything in between.
Okay? The only thing they cannot do is cook your dinner and clean up your bathroom.
We
okay?
could, but I
Right,
don't really want
Right,
to.
okay, but so beyond that, there's A to Z. This new concept, I want to make sure people can understand what a TCP really means today to you guys. It's a total solution company.
And Ellis, I don't think this is really a new concept. TCP's been doing this for a long
Sure.
time. It's just so many people, as we go out and we talk and we do our virtual visits and our in-person meetings, don't know that we have all of this available to people.
Correct. Just
And
the
that's
same
why-
thing people never thought
About
we have
our
the
products.
return on investment the other day. So, we never knew you have that.
Heck, you didn't even know we
I
had this
didn't know
level
that.
of lighting layout
I
capability.
tell you, this kid's really
You learned
impressing me
something
today.
today.
Right.
You can go home. You learned something.
I know, exactly. This is cool. This is really cool, guys. Okay.
It is.
I mean, you know, everything people think about. Oh, it's the pricing, right? The
Mhm.
camera always being troubled by pricing, but the reality is the service here. Okay, we can make everybody, your customer, and your customer all combined together is a total solution. Here we go. Okay,
Absolutely.
we can make your life easier because now you take a TCP solution to convince people
to go
right,
out and pick TCP
right,
and help stand by
to
that.
win the bids, to get a business. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else because
Mhm.
we will do that for you.
We're here to help.
We're here to help. This is really awesome.
It's cool stuff.
Okay, so let's do me a favor, drive them nuts. Okay, call Jerry. Okay, if Jerry is so busy, Jerry's making Jerry Jr. Okay, so we're
That's
having
Megan.
right. Okay, that's Megan, and then Megan will do that. You know what I mean, guys? Let's have some fun here because
Absolutely.
we enjoy doing that. We
So-
enjoy giving you the total solution.
Ellis, I don't know if you know this, but the person whose lighting layout that we stepped through in the PowerPoint, that was somebody that reached out to us yesterday and said, hey, do my layout tomorrow based off of yesterday's
We
webinar.
did. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for sending that over. We
Right.
appreciate that,
Sure.
being our example. And Jared will send that over to you sometime today, the full report, so you have it for your job and your bid. And hopefully we're here to help for when you win that.
Since you did that, I would love to send you a T-shirt.
Sure, we can send him a t-shirt.
Okay, we'll send you a T-shirt called "The Craziest People TCP," the crazy
Yeah,
people in
Why
lighting.
not? We've
For
got
our
some.
appreciation.
Yeah, we do. Yep,
So
yep,
that's what
absolutely.
say engage with us, okay?
Yeah.
We just took your advice, took your input. We show you exactly how we did it. Isn't that cool?
I think it's fun.
Right.
And that's the whole purpose of our Let's Talk Lighting series. That's where we want to talk about these other things, other factors, other services that TCP can offer to make it more than just about the products that we have. It's about that additional value that we can help to provide to you to help you to win those jobs, to win those
Exactly.
bids, and continue to grow your
Exactly.
business.
But in order to get everybody engaged with us, like the guy did an excellent job to tell Jerry to do the layout, okay? People know our schedule, right? So
Mhm.
everybody knows how to engage
I
with
believe our
us.
schedule's been updated on
That been updated,
TCPI.com.
okay.
So we've scheduled some different webinars based off of topics that I think are interesting. However, we also have been sending out a survey for if you are interested in becoming a panelist on our little event here, or if you've got a topic you'd like us to talk about, send that over, because we'd love to see what you're interested in learning more about, what you want to see us try and tackle live on air. Sometimes we tell us, sometimes we don't. This is one of those ones where we didn't, and we said, here we go, let's see how this goes.
And that link is actually on this schedule too on tcpi.com.
So, let me
if
say
you lose
this.
the thank you
Right there.
email, definitely hit the link on tcpi.com. We really, I mean, I think that's what's going to make this
Sure.
an even more beneficial thing. And another thing is, you never know what's going to happen on these because they're live every single day. Yesterday we gave stuff away. Today you just gave away a
right.
t-shirt.
But let me take one more step here,
Ooh,
okay?
okay.
Today, thank you, you give Jerry an opportunity to the layout for you, okay? But I would like to take one more step, like I mentioned the other day. Once a week, if the project is small enough,
Mhm.
it cannot be too big because
Sure.
we cannot handle it. We do the full service for you to show people we are going to broadcast that, which means the opportunity is coming small size. We are going to pick one, then Jerry's lay the layouts. We do the whole
Sure.
service. Plus, we would, if they were allowed to do so, we'll donate all the products
Yeah.
as a case study.
Sure.
So every week we'll pick one case.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And
then you have to submit that to us.
Yeah,
'cause
send
we
it
don't
to us.
know what we don't know.
But when you submit to us, we will go to share with you in time from products, layouts, return on investment,
Mhm.
checking for the utility program. We are going to offer you guys through the discussion the whole solution.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Right.
Live. We
So-
haven't gotten one.
Right, we haven't gotten one yet, so we'd really like to do that, right? Okay?
Sure.
Sure. You say, yeah, sure. Why not? Again, thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. This is fun. I learned something too.
You did.
First of all, I didn't know we have such a fancy program, a software. Number two, I didn't know Jerry's that smart, okay? Number three, I never thought Leslie know how to the layout too. Gee, all those news to me, okay?
We surprise you every day.
Right, exactly. Okay, guys, last word.
Thank you again for joining us today. And please send over your case study opportunities, your ideas. We'd love to hear from you. That's what makes this fun and interactive. So thank you again for joining us. We hope to see you again soon.
Sounds good. See you next time. Bye now.
Bye.